Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and I said I would update you if I got any new information about from JLR. I mean, I'm openly holding my hands up here that John Lee Richards, I think it's John, JLR investigates. So he's very good. I followed him all the way through. You were probably with me, a lot of my subscribers, viewers, members, etc. We went through the manhunt, didn't we, of Danilo Cavalgata with JLR, and he gets information from wherever he gets it from. He's got over 100,000 subscribers, and he always says to feel free and stream his, that his information can be streamed or can be reported on. So I feel confident that he won't mind me reporting on him. And I always would push people over to subscribe to him as well. I know a lot of you are subscribed to him, and I think what you like to watch my take on it as well. As many takes as possible, isn't it, on situations. So he has disclosed this new information. I'm going to comment on it as we go through. Now, this poor girl, Charlotte Sena, has gone missing. We're just praying, aren't we, for a happy resolution. Now, sometimes there are happy resolutions. There was a happy resolution not long ago in Australia of a girl that was kidnapped from a camping site and turned up safe and well. So sometimes it's what we've got to hang on to. I mean, obviously, there's always your worst fears, but it does happen sometimes that children turn up safe and well, sometimes quite a while later as well, so we have to just hope and pray that this little one, that's what's going to happen with her. But let's have a look at this. So it's an update from JLR, but actually he's using somebody else's coverage to update, so I don't know where he's getting it from.
In the Charlotte Sena case, Charlotte Sena, 9 years old, missing after riding her bike in the Moreau Lake State Park, New York. She vanished. Authorities have been searching the park and the entire area, but now they have shifted to a new undisclosed secret location, according to news reports.
So this is what's interesting, isn't it? So the search has shifted from the park to a new secret location. Now, why would that be? Obviously they've searched the park probably more than once. They've been there with all the people that they said they had there, and the dogs and the drones, etc. And this, I don't know exactly how big that park is, but apparently they've searched there. Maybe they're confident that she isn't there. Maybe it's not, maybe they've searched it as well as they can. I don't know. Basically, we don't know. So according to JLR's sources or news sources that he gets his information from, and of course he's right there in America, it's difficult for me sometimes to get the information, which is why it's nice that JLR doesn't mind his channel being shared as long as he's given credit for it. So apparently the search has moved to a new location. This poor little one. Anyway, let's have a listen. What does that mean?
I'm going to share some new information in regards to the search for 9-year-old Charlotte. Check it out.
The search for a missing girl near Moreau Lake State Park is continuing into a second night, although the state police investigation is moving from the park to an undisclosed location, officials said. New York State Police Information Officer Stephanie O'Neill said the investigation has grown too large for the buildings in use at the park. The investigation has included more than 100 people. By the end of Sunday evening, the park would be fully closed, she said, no one in, no one out. State police could be seen checking camping trailers and cars as they exited the park about 5 p.m. Sunday. State police said a vehicle checkpoint on Old Saratoga Road near Saratoga Road. The 6,250-acre park includes campsites, day sites, about 20 miles of hiking trails, and a large pond. A search began Saturday evening at about 6:45 p.m. for 9-year-old Charlotte Sena, who was riding her bicycle in the park during a family camping trip. She had biked with friends twice around Loop A in the park and then went for...
I mean, they did seem to start searching for her so quickly, but why the Amber Alert was not issued till the next morning? Maybe in a moment we'll have a look at what the conditions are for an Amber Alert, because you just know that, well, they call it the golden hour after a child goes missing. You've got an hour where most of the evidence or most of the leads come from. So the following morning is a bit late, really, but anyway.
For another ride by herself. When she had not returned after about 15 minutes, the family looked and then called police, Governor Kathy Hochul reported in a press conference Sunday. During that press conference, Lieutenant Colonel Richard L. Mazzoni, Assistant Deputy Superintendent of the New York State Police, said the Amber Alert was created after an extensive search through the park turned up nothing. It was quite possible that an abduction has taken place. They surmised at that time, he said, adding later that police feel the girl is not in the park. I feel confident at this point that we have conducted a search of this park, and we're going to continue with that as we search every other avenue. The search continued all day, and O'Neill said that some of the language in an Amber Alert is automatic verbiage and that nothing in the investigation had turned up evidence that an abduction had taken place. However, they were pursuing all leads. They were here to make memories, the kind that last a lifetime, the governor said. As a mother and as a grandmother, I cannot imagine the pain they're going through, Hochul said. I promised her parents we'll find her daughter. All day, state police, forest rangers, State Department of Environmental Conservation Police, and volunteers formed lines and searched the woods in and around the park. They formed lines, walked straight through the woods, and when they reached a roadway, they turned, reformed the line, and walked back into the woods, with the searchers calling to each other with their number, 3 on the bump when they reached.
So it sounds as if, you know, the reason that they don't think she's there any longer is because, you know, they've searched as far as they can. Now, just to let you know, I found the... these are Amber Alerts. These are the criteria for an Amber Alert. Okay, so number 1, I mean, they can vary slightly from state to state, but these are the recommendations from the Department of Justice. 1, there is reasonable belief by law enforcement that an abduction has occurred. 2, the law enforcement agency believes that the child is in imminent danger of serious bodily injury or death. 3, there is enough descriptive information about the victim and the abduction for law enforcement to issue an Amber Alert to assist in the recovery of the child. 4, the abduction is of a child aged 17 or younger. And 5, the child's name and other critical data elements, including the child abduction flag, have been entered into the National Crime Information Centre system. So it would seem to me that Charlotte really, from as soon as the police were rang, or certainly from about 7 p.m. or 6:30, whatever, fitted all these criteria. So the question is raised, really, why then was the Amber Alert not issued till the next morning? Because it seems like all those criteria, I'm just going to see if I can find anything different for New York in particular, because it could be completely different. I suppose each state is different. Yeah, no, it's just going back. Oh, hang on, let's see if we can find it there. New York government Amber Alerts. So yeah, an abduction of a child under the age of 18 has occurred, and the child is believed to be in danger of serious bodily harm and or death due to the actions of another or due to a proven mental or physical condition. Yeah, this is a bit of it. So it's, you know, reasonable cause to believe. means that from eyewitness accounts or by eliminating other possibilities, the investigation leads to the belief that the child has been abducted. Familial abductions qualify only if a child is endangered by the actions of the abducting family member, considering threats or use of violence while taking a child, or a history of child abuse against the child's spouse or partner. Now, it does say here, even if formal activation criteria have been met, activation may be impractical if available information is not specific enough. Well, I think in this case, but that's a bit of a disclaimer, isn't it, just in case, and or an extended period of time passed since the disappearance. I think really, you know, that is new. Oh gosh, it's actually got the Amber Alert there. So activation date and time for Charlotte was Sunday, October the 1st at 9:35 a.m. Hey, it's quite a long time when you think about it, really. Anyway, the New York State Police has activated the New York State Amber Alert and is investigating a child abduction that occurred near Morrow Lake State Park, Lupe, Site 18 in Gansevoort, New York. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. At about 6:45 p.m. So that seems like quite a long time, doesn't it? From 6:45 p.m. on the Saturday to 9:35 the next morning, all over the night time when anything could be happening. Anyway, the child, Charlotte E. Sena, is a white female, approximately 9 years, 1 month old, long blonde hair, green eyes, approximately 4 foot 6 inches tall and weighs around 90 pounds. She was last seen wearing orange tie-dye Pokemon shirt, dark blue pants, black Crocs, grey bike helmet, and that seems to be repeated twice. The child was taken under circumstances that lead police to believe they're in imminent danger of serious harm and or death. And then there's a number there to ring. So, you know I do have some viewers in America. If you've got any information whatsoever, you're asked to call the New York State Police. And there's a telephone number there, or dial 911 to provide information. So let's just have a look at how it works. How does it work? So they notify all broadcasters in the activation areas by fax or email, notify state partners to disseminate the information. So they display details on highway message signs. The New York State Lottery adds details on in-store ticket terminals. The New York State Thruway Authority displays details at service areas. And the Department of Motor Vehicles displays details on office message boards. And then they notify the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services, Missing Persons Clearinghouse, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, FBI, and the New York State Intelligence Center. So there's a lot happens when an Amber Alert goes out. They request interstate activation in neighbouring states and or Canadian provinces if warranted. If an activation area is adjacent to a border, the US Border Patrol, US Customs and Canadian Customs are also notified. They add alert details on the Amber Alert website, create and distribute posters to all agencies, and if photographs and digital images are available. So there'll be a lot, they'll be very busy. Where are we now? We're on Monday. Oh, but of course they're in a different time zone, so I need to think about that in a different way. But anyway, Amber Alert capabilities are operational statewide. Oh gosh, and then we've got the alert activation regions. So the whole country is on alert, isn't it, at the end of the day? Yeah. It's very interesting. So this is what's happening, but should it have happened earlier? Should this Amber Alert, have actually happened Saturday night, immediately, really, more or less immediately, rather than Sunday morning? Just the thought of what can happen in 10 minutes, never mind what can happen overnight. Okay, so we're going to go back now to, are we there? Oh, maybe we were there all the time. Yeah. Okay, so we're going back to JLR, well, to the report from JLR now. Oh dear, you don't get a good feeling about these things, do you?
Reached the roadway, and 6 moving when they got started again. One deck searcher said she had worked a section of the forest about 3/4 of a mile long. Charlotte is a white female, approximately 9 years, 1 month old, with long, blonde hair and green eyes. She is approximately 4 feet 6 inches tall and weighs about 90 pounds. Charlotte was last seen wearing orange tie-dye Pokemon shirt, dark blue pants, black Crocs, gray bike helmet. When Charlotte did not return on her bike ride after about 15 minutes, friends and family with whom she was camping searched, and soon many campers were helping. The parents, David and Tricia.
It's a bit worrying, isn't it? Because there were friends and family camping there too, and I think you just don't know. Was somebody watching and then saw her come back on her own, or was it a member of the friends or family who knew she was going off on her own? Already people have made comments about the family that I don't really like that until we know for definite if the family or the friends are involved. I don't think we should cast aspersions on that until we know that for sure, because it's always, I understand it's always the first when a child goes missing or anyone goes missing under suspicious circumstances. Family and friends are the first suspects, of course they are, and I understand that, but we've got to just sort of, because we don't know anything about this family or about this girl, do we? We don't know it. Was she already known social service? There's so many things that we don't know.
We could not confirm spellings of their names. Called 911. Police arrived before 7 p.m. Her bike was found on Loop A, police said. Search efforts continued throughout the night, Mazzoni said. Additional search teams deployed Sunday morning. We continue to dedicate all resources that we can to find Charlotte and bring her home safely, Mazzoni said during the press conference. The search has drawn others as well, with many cars not related to law enforcement parked near the park's entrance. And if the bumper stickers from various political affiliations is any indication, the search brought out all types. Chad Mantle from Glens Falls was one of those who came to help. He heard about the trouble while hunting.
Do you find that interesting that people have political things on their car bumpers? That is definitely something that you never see in Spain, and as far as I know, you don't see in the UK. In fact, you'd be worried to put your political persuasion on your car bumper because, the way things are at the moment, so divisional, aren't they? Nobody seem to be able to tolerate somebody else's opinion on politics or whatever. The era of debate seems to not exist anymore. You'd be worried you're going to get your car windows put in. So is that what they do? For those of you that are in America or any other country than Britain or Spain who are watching me, let me know. Is that what people actually do? Put their political persuasion, if you like, on their car? Seems like quite an odd thing to do, but if it's normal there.
In Gansevoort, thought about it for an hour, and then went to the park. He said, like so many others, that this sort of thing happens elsewhere, so he wanted to jump in and help. This is now at the heart of our home, he said.
Moreau Lake State Park, authorities searched it. Now it seems like they're going to a new location. What location is that? Still undisclosed. Where is it? Is it in Saratoga Springs? It's along the interstate. The interstate's right near there. What's going on here? Does authorities have some information, maybe that she was abducted and left the scene? It's very remote out there. Was there surveillance out there? Dash cam, witnesses that saw anything? remains to be seen, but she is out there somewhere. It's pray that she's okay and still alive, but whoever has her needs to turn themselves in immediately, because law enforcement will catch them, right?
That is our best hope, isn't it, really, that if someone has got her, which it seems like, she's not going to just wander off herself, is she? So it's likely that someone has her, but we just have to hope and pray that nothing's happened to her yet, or, certainly not the worst case scenario, and that whoever has her relents, lets her go.
You can't hide forever. Law enforcement are very well trained, and there's so much technology nowadays, digital evidence, forensics, to nail anyone. And whoever did this will be caught. So if they have Charlotte alive, which we hope they do, it's hope she's still alive, just return her. Go to authorities, turn yourself in. If you're watching, and I'm saying this in general to anyone, the community's out there looking, hundreds of law enforcement. The park is closed, but it looks like they're focusing somewhere else. Where is that? I'm looking into this case. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. Covering this case, praying for the community, praying for all the law enforcement that are out there finding her, everyone putting themselves on the line out there in the elements, in the woods. I cannot imagine what her family's going through, praying for them. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.
So there you go. So that's a bit of an update. I'm just going to, because I think I wasn't sharing when I was showing you the Amber Alerts, how it works. So this is how a New York Amber Alert works, and this is the Amber Alert, and I read it out to you earlier. I won't read it out again, but just to show you how it works. So they've ticked. So it's priority 8 and 9. Oh no, 8 and 9 is the area, is it? That they're, yeah. So this is the New York State, I presume. 8 and 9 are where the actual alert is. And then I read out to you all the different things that they do during an Amber Alert, and this is literally all the regions. And sometimes Amber Alerts spread over the country, don't they? Gosh. How it works. Oh, and I read out to you the activation criteria, which just seems quite simple, really. So I'm quite surprised that the activation criteria: an abduction of a child under the age of 18, and that the child is believed to be in danger of serious bodily harm and/or death. I suppose initially she could have just wandered off. I don't know, but I suppose an Amber Alert is a big thing. If they activate an Amber Alert and then suddenly the child just comes out the woods, gosh, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But yeah, I think what we have to concentrate on is the positive. So yes, there was a child not long ago in Australia. If any of you out there, of my viewers, are Australian, you will know about it. I have to be honest, I don't remember the name of the child. Let's just see. So what was it? Let's see if I can find her, because she was found safe and well. From a camping site. Now, of course, lots of children are abducted. Oh yeah, it was Cleo Smith. That's it, I remember. So on the 16th of October in 2021, Cleo Smith, a 4-year-old Australian girl, was abducted from a campsite in Western Australia, and she was found alive and well on the 3rd of November after police raided the home of Terence Darnell Kelly. So now, was she the one that said, I mean, it was, I know the police were absolutely thrilled when they found this guy. And of course, apparently her hair had been cut and dyed. So, you know, the guy, he was 36 years old. I'm just wondering how they realised who it was. Has he been to court yet? Criminal proceedings. So on the 4th of November, police charged 36-year-old Terence Darrell Kelly with 2 offences, including 1 count of forcibly taking a child under 16. He did not apply for bail. Let's see, what did he get? On the 5th of April 2023, Kelly was sentenced in Perth District Court to 13.5 years in jail. That's not enough, is it? I know he didn't kill her. I don't think he did anything to her. But I don't know. The misery he will have caused, you know, the trauma to her, to the family. Anyway, he will be eligible for parole after serving 11.5 years. That's a difficult one, isn't it, to sentence? Difficult. Would he have killed her? Why did he do it? I mean, I don't know much about him. Maybe some of you out there know why he did it. You know, what was he? Because I don't think. So her safe recovery after 18 days was described as extremely rare. And he was only convicted of child abduction, so it doesn't seem to see there was any sex motive. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just trying to concentrate on that, on the positive. It may turn out that somebody has taken her, but she will be found safe and well. So let's hope so. I'll bring you any update that I can. Of course, I think it's night time at the moment in America, so maybe later on this afternoon that we get any updates. But as soon as I hear any update, I will let you know. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. And until then, may your God go with you. Keep your children close at hand. Bye.